Guys, it's the missus here on Life IRL, and I'm gonna do something a little different. A friend introduced me a while back to meal prepping, and I never actually did it until last week, and I realized how easy it was because I already buy in bulk to begin with. So I write out a simple menu, which is really only for 4 days. I'll hold it up. Like I said, super simple. Pick out my protein and my vegetable, and that way I can figure out what days we're already planning on not cooking and being home. And it really just takes away from, you know, picking up our son from the bus stop and coming home from work and having to worry about what am I making today. This really just knocks all of the questioning out of the park. So my husband, or better known as Atlas, is going to be filming me, and I'm just going to be, there he is, talking through some of it. So the first thing I'm doing is prepping what we're eating tonight, which is beef and broccoli. So I have my spread out, I've got all my meats out, and of course hands are already washed. If you're going to be getting into nitty gritties, you're going to want to take rings off too. That's a good plus. I say a lot. Sorry.
It's okay. So do I.
Like I said,
Booyah.
This is life in real life. No outtakes. So I have my nice little tool from Pampered Chef. I'm cutting up some broccoli. This way I can steam it before I put it into the saucepan with my beef. Which I already have everything defrosted. Did you laugh at me?
You said beef. Sorry. Sorry. Just being a dude.
What's going to happen when I start making the sausage?
Oh, God. We're going to have to edit that video.
Listen, you should always have fun in the kitchen. Get your spouse involved. Get your kids involved, too. Especially if you're baking.
Oh, yeah.
We have a 5-year-old who loves to help, but you should always have fun. Always keep the humor alive. So in here, because there's 4 of us, but we have 2 little ones. Our 1.5-year-old eats just like our 5.5-year-old, but I have 3 cups of broccoli here. So what I'm going to do is, of course, in order to steam it, you want to add water. And then I like to add my salt directly into the broccoli so I can steam it. And it's always good to use kosher salt whenever you're doing pastas, vegetables, steaming at all. So just a nice quick little handful. You can season it with pepper. And then because I'm going the whole Asian route, what's a good little soy sauce, you know?
Asians are good.
Power to the Asians. We love our Chinese food. But we love it better when we can buy it at home and not spend $30+ just on one night.
Word.
So now with soy sauce, the one thing you have to remember is you don't want to put too much salt if you're also using soy sauce, because soy sauce holds a lot of sodium. So this way I just mix it up a little bit. And then...
That looks good already.
I know, right? This can go right into the microwave. And you want to give it a good 15 minutes. So that way, that's already in. You don't have to worry about it. Next thing, I move a lot.
You're cool.
So keep up, babe.
Yeah.
Cameraman's got to follow us, you know.
You just worry about that beef.
I will worry about that beef. Okay, so what was I planning? We've got our teriyaki, our salt, our pepper, always onion and garlic powder. You could never have too much garlic, especially being Italian, being Hispanic, and loving Chinese food. Garlics and everything. So I'm going to actually grab some minced garlic, because anytime that you can cheat just the littlest bit. Normally I have you do that, but you're holding my phone.
It's cool. You're strong, girl.
I know.
You're so strong.
Let's do this. I don't think we want to cook that, right? So I don't like to use measurements. I like to use my eye. Pampered Chef makes this awesome teriyaki sauce. We just got it for the first time and we already love it. Got some garlic powder. Now we're going to add some onion powder. I should probably take my rings off. Nice amount of minced garlic. Some salt. Add some pepper. Like I said, not too much salt because when you add the soy sauce, it adds that extra sodium. Go ahead, be generous with it.
Get rid of all jewelry.
Get rid of all jewelry.
You should always do it first.
I know.
But it's okay.
I should have done that first.
Maybe we'll cut this part out.
Okay. Especially because I'm stuck on it.
And we're back. All jewelry is off.
Right. And hair's pulled back too. So after you have everything mixed together, you just don't be nervous. Use your hands.
Get dirty.
Listen, God gave you 2 hands for a reason. So this way it's, you know that it's all mixed up. If you find any like really big pieces like this, it would help if you had a sharper knife.
Our knives suck so bad.
Seriously. Just chop it up a bit. We love our island because we use it as a cut board.
This thing is awesome. Look how big it is. Holy moly.
You know, it's amazing. So yeah, anything that you think is just too big, give it a little slice and dice. That way it'll all cook evenly. Like I said, we're not professionals. We're not chefs. We didn't go to no culinary school. This is just real life learning, teaching yourself. Pinterest is a must.
All right. And then we're going to come right back because, you know, it's pretty much self-explanatory getting that meat mixed up.
All right, so we're back. We already showed you what went into the beef. Now we're going to throw this right on the stove. I already have some olive oil in there. I turn it down to medium-low, semi-cover it, and that can go in the sink. Now while that is starting to do its thing, I should probably wipe some up. I started decasing the sausages.
There you go, decasing. I said de-skinning.
De-skinning, hey, you know, it's
whatever works.
It's a casing. Now you can buy the sausage already like grounded up, but I buy a big package so it all comes together. You just of course want to use a knife, take that skin right off the sausage. You gotta know how to handle your meat.
Oh God. Oh, it's getting dirty. Oh, get rid of the kids. Call Grandma.
And then you can just toss it in the trash. Always make sure you have a trash on handy. Or on hand, I should say.
Handy works. Handy dandy.
Pepper. Ooh, if I can turn it, there you go. Loads of salt. Now, this is going to be for my cabbage and sausage soup. So I'm not going to add soy sauce at all or teriyaki, but I am going to do onion powder and garlic powder.
And just so you know, we're basing these meals more on the healthy side. So just keep that in mind. Like, we're not going to be showing you how to make homemade bacon cheeseburgers. So, you know, just in case a lot of you are nodding your head at cabbage and sausage soup.
It's actually really good.
Oh, I bet it is.
Cut up some carrots. We've got some celery to go with it. So it's gonna be super yummy. And then once my beef is done, this will go right on the stove. And you just cook it up like you would regular ground beef or ground turkey. You just make sure that it's all crumpled up before you put it into the soup. So that's now prepared for stove. Next thing we're going to do is get our pork loin set up. So I'm going to go ahead and get a few things prepared, and we'll meet you right back.
So we had a special guest who's going to be joining us in the kitchen.
Someone wasn't too happy waking up from their nap.
Can you say hi? Can you say hello? Hello. Full of boogers, huh? Alright, we're going to focus on Mommy. Do her thing in the kitchen. Time to flip the camera.
Alright, so I just took the broccoli out of my steamer in the microwave. I've added it to my beef. I've lowered the temperature to low. I'm going to let it simmer. So you want to put it as low as you possibly can. Because keep in mind, at this point, the broccoli is cooked through. The beef is already cooked through. You just kind of want them to marinate together. And then in like 2 minutes, I'll probably take that off of the heat and we'll be good for there. Next, I've taken my pork loin out. So it's sitting here. I've mixed together my rub. So my rub consists of brown sugar, some garlic powder, and then I've also added smoky applewood rub. Awesome. And then once that is done, I am going to drizzle some of my aged balsamic from Tastefully Simple because I love that stuff right over top. So you just want to generously coat your pork. Now you want to coat it all the way around. So some people just like to do the top. No, you want to do underside. You want to do it all. So flip your meat.
Rub that meat down, girl.
That's how you get that nice ring around your meat when you slice it. Malachi's really liking this.
He doesn't know what the hell.
Yeah.
Get hit, bro. What's going on?
And the smoked applewood adds just like that perfect smoky flavor. If you don't have that, it's not the same, but you can use something like a smoked paprika, or you could just use regular. It doesn't have to be smoky, but I like it because it adds an extra little flavor.
That looks amazing already.
Alright, so I've taken the beef and broccoli out of the pan. Now, let's be real here. You don't have to wash everything in between, but you want to get most of the flavor out.
Yeah.
So, you want to just make sure that you spread the meat. And then I'll have that covered just until I start to hear it sizzle a bit. And then I'll come back over with my mix and chop and I can mix that all up so it starts to ground up. So coming back to my pork, before this goes into my preheated oven, I want to add my potatoes. So you can do any potatoes that you would like. I like to use the little potatoes. My mom started using them and I just love them because you've got the Yukon yellows, or golds, excuse me. You've got your red potatoes, your russet potatoes. They're all in there. So depending, of course, on how many people you're looking to entertain, just fill up both sides of your pork. Do you hear Malachi saying cheese? Oh, is it because he's having Cheetos?
Yes.
Could be. And I don't season the potatoes because there's enough seasonings in this baking dish that it'll take on all the juices from the pork. Now I always preheat the oven to 350. It's pretty general to bake, and put it in covered with aluminum foil.
And so you're pretty much just gonna chop those potatoes up and fill up the pan. You okay there, bro? All right.
Oh, Okay.
So we're gonna let mommy do that. We're gonna oh my god, we're gonna jump right back to it.
All right, so now I'm just chopping up some celery, and then I'm going to peel the carrots and then chop up the carrots. This is going to be for our sausage and cabbage soup. So you want to try to keep your mess to a minimum so it's not like being mixed in. Oh, and that whistling that you hear is our amazing Cook World. Oops, sorry, babe. Our Cook World pans that we spent way too much money on, but totally worth it.
That sausage is cooking up nice.
Yeah. So this is
Smells
actually
so good.
It's not completely done, but that's okay because it's going to be going into the soup. So what I want to do now is I want to completely turn this stove off and finish doing the mix and chop. Ooh, got a little splashing there. And I can remove this from heat immediately. So this is chopped up. It's going to be going into my soup in just a moment, and that's what we're getting all this prepared for. What you doing over here?
Can you say hi? Can you say hi?
Yeah.
See, look who's decided to join us early from his nap. That's how it is, though. That's life. That's why we keep it real. Can you say hi? Can you get out the cabinet and say hi? What does that mean? I don't even know. And on that note, we're going to get back to the cooking.
All right, so again, it all depends on how large your family is. See, there's only, like, pretty much we cook enough for 3 adults because it's 2 adults, 2 children. So we cook enough for the 3. I take 5 larger carrots. I took like 2 celery because the celery is really only for the flavor. And then we have a head of cabbage, and I'll be cutting up some potatoes to add to the soup because of course you want to make it hearty. Yes. Yeah. And that's real life for you. So yes, we want to try to keep it healthy, but at the same time, we want to be full. We don't want to keep going back for the snacks because that's where usually our problem lies, is the snacks. Or like it's probably in the video right now, my Burger King soda. Shout out to Burger King.
No, don't shout out to Burger King. Then we're going to have to pay them.
Never mind, just kidding. We'll cut that.
We will cut that.
Okay, so of course, keeping a trash can nearby, you want to get rid of your trash. I always keep the lemon Lysol wipes nearby because like I said before, you don't have to like clean your pans in between because your food is cooked in the pans, but your countertops, if you're going to have raw meat and different types of vegetables, you definitely want to make sure that your area is clean. So using the same knife, I'm going to go ahead and chop up these carrots, then I'm going to cut up some potatoes and I'll show you how to get the whole soup prepared. So we'll catch you in just a bit. Okay, so now I've added cut up carrots, cut up onions, and they're bigger. The celery as well. Because it's a soup, you want it nice and hearty. The cabbage, of course, is cut a little larger because don't forget that is going to cook down. I put about 12 cups of water, 4 cups of chicken broth, and then, of course, I added our sausage to it. Make sure that you add the juice that also comes with the sausage. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cover this up. This will probably be the longest thing that you're preparing because honestly it's soup, so you want it to come to a boil and then simmer for a while. So we'll keep this in here for a good half hour, if not longer, depending on what's necessary. And I usually put it on like a medium high heat, so not all the way to high, put it on more of a medium. The next thing that we're going to dive into is our chicken, and honestly I might just cheat with this, but we shall see. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with it yet, but we'll figure it out as we go.
But the possibilities, I mean, you know.
Are endless.
we're not showing you what we're doing for you to do it exactly like us. We're just trying to give you a rundown of like the process and how long it takes and like how much easier it is to get it all done in one shot. For example, we started this whole thing about a little before 2 o'clock. It's 2:30 and already we have beef and broccoli made. We have the cabbage and sausage soup going, and in the oven we have the pork roast. So a half an hour and three main courses are already set to cook. And, you know, so it makes it easy. It makes it easier. Are you having a crisis? Oh God. Oh God. This is why it makes it easier. Because of people like this. Children like this. Oh God. What happened? What happened? Oh. Oh. Thank you. Oh. Oh.
It was super serious.
Good job.
Super serious.
All right. Get out of here. Come on.
Okay. Honestly, what I'm thinking about doing with this, babe,
Yes.
is anything, of course, on your protein, you want to add some salt. I don't want kosher salt. So, let's do some salt right in the bag. How easy is this prep? And I just cleaned my counter, so anything that I cut, and I want it to dry out before I cut anything else. Add some pepper. I'm going to do some basil. I don't want to add too much. And then, honestly, secret ingredient, Italian dressing.
Booyah.
It will just... Ooh, we've got creamy Italian dressing.
Yes.
You know what? Let's try it out. Because one of the best things to do in the kitchen is just experiment. Why does it have to be so fancy?
Why do you got to stick to a regiment? Like, some of the best recipes created were done by accident. Some
And
of the best
leftovers,
things
you know?
in life were created by accident. That's no
Ask
pun.
our 5.5-year-old.
No, that's no pun. No pun intended for the children. Come on, that's messed up. Even though, sadly, that is the case with a lot of you. But it's cool, though.
Just a smidge of water to this. Not that you want to dilute it, but it'll get it all out. Let's be honest, the chicken has enough juices on its own, too. You're cleaning?
Oh, he's cleaning all right.
Great job. Do we want to put it in there? Thank you. You're welcome. Yes, that was his attempt to say thank you.
Man, those legs never stop moving.
Oh no, he's constantly running, right?
Oh my
You want it
goodness.
like that?
There you go.
There you go.
Good job.
Awesome. Okay, so we're just gonna sit that off to the side. I've got spinach, but that's gonna go with our pork loin. So I am gonna cook it already, even though we're not having pork until tomorrow. Everything, that's the point of meal prepping. You wanna get all of your food done, so all you have to do is heat it up. Of course, if you're having like pasta, you wanna wait till the day of. So while it's heating up, you can just cook up your pasta. But I will be cooking our spinach down for our pork and potatoes. And then I'll be cutting up the zucchini and squash because that's what's going to go with our chicken.
Awesome.
So
did we want to jump ahead?
we can jump ahead. Right. So I have all my meats all done. The last steps that I'm doing is cutting up some potatoes nice and large so this can go in my soup. And then I've got, again, in my favorite little steamer pot thing, some spinach. There's already about a cup of water in there, and I'm going to add, whoops, watch your eyes, half a lemon, just the juice. I love fresh lemon, fresh spinach. Again, watch your eyes. So that way this can go in the microwave. And just like that, Another 15 minutes. Soup looks pretty beautiful. Be careful for any splashing.
You're good. We're up high.
The cabbage will separate as it's cooking. And there we go. So we got our beef and broccoli, which will go over some white rice. We have our pork loin and potatoes that are cooking up beautifully down below, which will go with the spinach. Then we have our chicken with vegetables that will probably go with some buttered noodles the day of. And we have our pork and cabbage soup. And what? That took us just about an hour.
Just about an hour.
Beautiful. So it's super simple. Of course, make sure that anything you touched, even your seasonings, you wipe down. Like I said, I use my little Lysol wipes, but you can just make sure you clean everything, because that way, if you've contaminated anything, it's nice and clean. And you only have to worry about prep dishes one night out of the week.
In which, that's not really bad. That's
Nope.
it.
And we have some breakfast in there too.
So,
We're good.
I mean, for the most part, all of that, and this is what's left over. Dinner's done for the next 4 nights. The day of, you heat it up, and you get to eating. You're talking about a 15-minute heat up process compared to a half hour to an hour cooking.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. As you can see, everything is now done. Kitchen has been cleaned. Stove and oven has been turned off. So just to recap what we did. Beef with broccoli, going over white rice tonight. We've got our nice cabbage and sausage soup, which smells amazing. Before it goes in the fridge, you want it to cool down though. Who knows? We've got our pork with our spinach on top of it, with our baby potatoes off to the side, and we have our oven baked chicken with our creamy Italian, and zucchini and squash that will go with buttered noodles on the day of. So it was super simple. It took an hour for the meal prep. Of course, some of it just finished cooking, so you want to give it 2 hours max, and that's from startup, everything cooking, and having everything cleaned. Of course, you can do stuff in between while everything's cooking. So, super simple, makes it super easy. Thank you for joining us so we could show you a little bit of what we do. If you like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe down below. Like and definitely share this video, because the more subscribers I get, the more ideas I can get of what to show you next.
and make sure you tap the bell so you can stay updated on the content.
So as always, this is the Missus with Atlas filming me. And this is Life IRL. Don't forget to subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Peace. We're out.